My name is Richard Brunner, and I got hired at Carbondale Police Department July of 1987, and I retired September 6th, 2015. I also started out as a patrol officer, a firearms range instructor, and a hostage negotiator. From there, I spent a few years as a detective, and for about 6 years, I was the department's training officer. So I got here in 1983 to attend SIU and study administration of justice, and in January 1986, I was lucky enough to get hired as a Saluki Patrol Officer. Basically what Saluki Patrol Officers are, they help out the SIU police officers, and we did several things like dispatching, crowd control, directing traffic for events. We did a lot of foot patrol, we did some bicycle stops. It's a very hands-on program that gave you a lot of hands-on experience on what you were going to do in police work and law enforcement. So I did that while I was going to school, and it was a great chance to earn some money on as well. After 28 years at the Carbondale Police Department, I had a lot of time to reflect. When you retire, you have more time on your hands. You kind of look back and kind of just think about all the ups and the downs that you had over that long career. And what I began to realize was there was a lot of people that gave me breaks, a lot of people that gave me opportunities. You know, a young 20-year-old kid getting hired as a Saluki Patrol was, I didn't know it at the time, but it was just a wonderful experience. And without that, I'm not sure I would have gotten hired at Carbondale. But even once I got hired at Carbondale, so many people were there wanting to help out. And I was thinking, well, you know, if I'm remembering that, I want other people to, you know, have that same experience that I had. And I thought, what can I do to kind of help these young people that want to enter their career law enforcement? You know, it's a very noble profession. And so I was searching for a way to kind of give back. And that's when I ran across an opportunity with the SIU Foundation, and I set up the Richard Brunner Saluki Patrol Endowment Scholarship. And being part of something that's bigger than you is so important. And if you have the kind of personality that you're interested in law enforcement to begin with, you know, you don't want to be just a fly on the wall. You know, you want to go out there, you want to put yourself out there. And I think it's important for those people, those young people, to know that there are people willing to help. And it is a noble profession. And you even realize that more, I think, once you get away from it from a little bit. So absolutely, I couldn't agree more. We need good people out there. We need good men and women out there. And that was a big motivation because if you're already studying law enforcement and you're a Saluki Patrol Officer, obviously you're interested in law enforcement, and all the help that we can give those young people is definitely worth it. Actually, two different scholarships for the Saluki Patrol. There's my scholarship, and then there's also an additional Saluki Patrol scholarship that's offered. So there are actually two at the Saluki Patrol. It's a wonderful program. I would encourage anybody that's an SIU student that's interested in law enforcement to go apply to get a job there. It is a wonderful program. It's the oldest cadet program like it in the whole country. It was started in 1959, and it's got a very long history of just providing excellent training, if you will, and education to young men and women.
Or like this about this department specifically is how much training you get to go to. I've never been denied for training, and I've been put in probably about 6 or 8 times, or I have training throughout the next year, get TPO certified, which is Tactical Patrol Officer, which is involved in like school shootings and stuff like that. So that's really good. That helps the community, and it helps me be more confident in what I'm doing.
So at some point you applied for the Rich Brunner scholarship, is that right?
Yeah, that was my senior year.
So how is it, I mean, how nice is it to have a little bit of money here and there to help cover some costs as a young college student?
That was great. I didn't have too much in student loans, but that helped bridge the gap between books and student loans and all that stuff. So helped me break a little bit more even.
Right. And, you know, it helps you kind of continue your college path and, you know, law enforcement and might help keep people in the direction of staying in law enforcement as well. So, and it's tough. You know, these days there's a lot of people that don't really recommend that anybody get into law enforcement, but what do you think? I mean, if you were talking to somebody that was just starting off in college, would you recommend that they get involved in a career in law enforcement?
Yeah, I definitely recommend this career. I'm a firm believer that it's not for everybody. and that you have to have a specific personality type. But if you enjoy the fast-paced job where you make decisions on the fly, it's not the same cookie cutter, same thing doing every day. You have to be able to make decisions, and I definitely recommend it.
Well, Sergeant Brunner, appreciate you very much for your time, for your service to this department, this community. We really appreciate what you're doing with the scholarship, and we are so excited about the future, and we just want to say thank you so much.
Oh, thank you. Thanks for giving me the opportunity to talk about it.